New tonight, actor Jonathan Majors has been arrested in New York City on charges of strangulation, assault, and harassment. The actor, who is in the new Creed 3 movie and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, was allegedly involved in a domestic dispute with a woman who called 911.
Actor Jonathan Majors is free tonight after his arrest in New York following an alleged domestic dispute. Police say a woman claimed that the Creed 3 and Ant-Man actor physically assaulted her. Majors' lawyer says he is completely innocent. More now from ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi here in New York.
Tonight, new details in the arrest of rising Hollywood star Jonathan Majors. The 33-year-old actor going before a New York City judge this morning, charged with harassing and assaulting a woman during an alleged domestic dispute. Police sources tell ABC News Majors himself called 911 Saturday morning to, quote, report his concern about his girlfriend, with whom he shares a Manhattan apartment. But police sources say Majors' girlfriend told a different story when officers arrived, quote, that she and Majors were in a cab when he physically attacked her. According to the criminal complaint, the 30-year-old woman alleged Majors struck her in the face, quote, with an open hand, causing her substantial pain and a laceration behind her ear. The complaint goes on to say Majors also allegedly bruised her hand and, quote, put his hand on her neck, causing bruising and substantial pain. Police say the woman was later taken to a hospital. In a statement to ABC News, Majors' lawyer claims to have evidence, quote, he is completely innocent and is provably the victim and did not assault her whatsoever.
I know I've been away a long time.
Majors' arrest comes amid his meteoric rise to fame, fueled by roles in this year's back-to-back #1 films, Creed 3,
You're an interesting man,
and Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. ABC News and Marvel share Disney as a parent company. Majors also presented at this year's Academy Awards.
And the U.S. Army says that they have pulled ads featuring the actor until the investigation is complete. Majors is due back in court May 8th.
'Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
So I don't know how many times it needs to be explained to the mentally ill, degenerate parasites on Twitter and in the media and in Hollywood that immediately coming out and responding to a situation because you're virtue hungry, that it's almost never going to end well for you. And in the case of Jonathan Majors, it didn't end well for you because you rushed to judgment. You saw that Jonathan Majors was arrested for domestic abuse, and you found that man guilty immediately before any information had come out. You thought, well, the police wouldn't arrest him if he wasn't guilty, right? Isn't that amazing? That the left is so cognitively dissonant that on one hand they can say F the police are the problem, the police are terrible. But on the other hand, if somebody's being arrested, then absolutely he must have done it. It really just genuinely blows my mind how stupid these people are. So, you had a bunch of people virtue signaling on Twitter and in the media and calling this guy a piece of garbage and, you know, a piece of shit. He's a domestic abuser. Yeah, another man abusing a woman. I mean, these people are just the fucking worst. They irritate me to no end because they don't care about the repercussions of the damage that they do. They go out and they defame somebody. No information. I mean, very, very little. He got arrested. That's about all they know. And why was he arrested? Well, for this reason. And then immediately they assume he's guilty, even though the presumption of innocence should be on him. I mean, he should be presumed to be innocent, right? Innocent until proven guilty. But not according to the online mentally ill mob. Because if there's virtue currency to be extracted, well, I mean, then he's guilty until he's proven innocent. Well, more information has come out. The first update was that the woman who allegedly accused him of abuse retracted the whole thing. So she said it didn't happen, okay? That was the first huge, massive red flag. The next red flag is that it turns out that he Jonathan Majors was the one that called the cops. So, let me give you my version of events. Just knowing what I know about reality, knowing what I know about current events and how these things tend to take place. So I imagine that Jonathan Majors was in a fight or an argument with his girlfriend. It got heated, it got too intense, and he called the police. Maybe she threw something at him, maybe she broke something, huge fight. He calls the cops. The cops, being equal parts retarded and impotent, decided that they were going to take the side of the woman, as they often do in these situations, and instead of dealing with the problem, just arrested him. Because cops, despite what it says on their vehicle, are not there to protect and serve. They are there to exert their impotent authority and also to do the least amount of work possible. So, if the situation can be resolved simply by coming in and arresting this guy, they'll do it. And they'll try to convince the girlfriend, oh, well, were you abused? Oh, I mean, it looks kind of like you were abused. You know, if you tell me you were abused, I'll take him away. Because these cops are fucking lazy. Especially in New York, and they have no ethics. Especially in New York. So, this guy gets arrested, even though it turns out that this woman finally admitted that she lied and that he wasn't abused, and that he was the one that called the cops. He was still arrested, and according to the DA, he's still charged. It is absolutely unconscionable the way this has unfolded. His reputation is forever damaged. Even if he comes out and says, I didn't do it, as he has, he's, proclaimed his innocence. Even if he goes to trial, even if he's found to be not guilty, there will still be people that think that he's guilty. There will still be people that say that he's guilty. Oh, Jonathan Majors, yeah, that's the guy that abused his wife or abused his girlfriend. I mean, hell, these people are so dishonest on Twitter, they'll just say, yeah, that's Jonathan Majors. He's the guy that abused some random woman on the street. They don't care about facts. They don't care about details. They don't care about anything other than their ability to virtue signal on the back of an innocent man. Because this guy didn't do anything that warrants the type of vitriol that he's getting and the type of maligning and defamation. But here we are. We live in Clown World 2023, where some of the most uneducated, unethical, lowlife, degenerate, basic bitches can determine a man's guilt, judge, jury, and executioner. Don't get bogged down in information and evidence. Just react on your emotion. It's guilty every time. These people are fascists. They are authoritarians. They believe that they should have the power to destroy a man's life for whatever reason they deem appropriate. The truth is, these people should be in a mental asylum. They should be in a padded cell without internet access, lock the door, and throw away the goddamn key. For the good of humanity, we need to open up psychiatric wards again. We need to start locking these people up because it is inexcusable what these mentally ill morons are doing to our society and what innocent people have to endure with these clowns on Twitter. With these people influencing media and influencing celebrities to come out and vilify somebody who didn't do a damn thing wrong. He did not do a thing wrong. And yet, he's treated as though he did for no valid reason. So, Jonathan Majors, I loved you as Kang. I thought you were a phenomenal actor. I hope you get more work as Kang. I hope you do more work in the future. Do not let this get you down. Do not give these people an ounce of your care or attention. They're not worth it. Genuinely, they're not worth it. These people are parasites who try to siphon the joy out of people to feed themselves and their own void. The void in their heart and soul. Because they've sacrificed their soul. They sacrificed their heart. They sacrificed their brain. Because it's too hard for these people to think. It's too hard for these people to feel. At least feel something real. What they feel is artificial. It's implanted into them. Like they're a fucking robot. Like they're synthetic. There's not a genuine thought in their head. They are pre-programmed. They come out, they vilify people, they treat them like shit, they treat them with inhuman levels of cruelty, willing to destroy their reputation on a hunch, or on speculation, or gossip, or rumor. Not one of them having the courage to think for themselves. And it makes me sick because this man didn't do a goddamn thing. He was wronged. And I hope he sues the police department. I hope he sues the district attorney. I hope he sues his ex-girlfriend or his girlfriend. I don't know if they're still together. I hope he sues everyone. Because what was done to him was unjust. It was an injustice. And I would like to see it righted because I think he's a great actor. And I think that when something like this happens, we need to start holding people accountable. That's what I have to say about this. I appreciate those of you who watch. And I'll see you next time.